I know. I haven't read anything about it. What are the theories?
Well, they're saying like, the nega bands where, they switch you guys in places. Some people think you transformed from Kamala.
It's interesting theories.
Interesting
things. I'm excited. Well, how do I say things without saying things? I'm excited about people seeing the relationship between these women because they are all incredibly different, different skill sets, different ways of communicating, and I like watching people learn how to work together as a team. I mean, that's what I do when I make movies. It's like it's a group of people working together as a team, and so it feels like in this film you get to have this opportunity to see a group of women come together, work together, and it's also going to be really fun.
For me, was that I was like, what's it look like? How is Nia? What is happening? It was just, I had to completely surrender to the process of not knowing. And actually, sometimes they would have those visuals, a previs for me to see, which would be helpful. But for the most part, really imagining, going off what Nia said, and then trying to imagine and make it real for myself. That was the most fun and also challenging part of it.
Well, I tried as much as possible to have like concept art or previs to show that's like, this is what we're thinking of, it might change. The thing I love about Marvel is that it just, they just keep ideating and plussing, making things better and better and better. So things might be one thing one year and the next year you're still working on the movie and it's completely different. So I just try my best to be open, like, listen, I'm gonna give you everything I know and that's the best I can do because this is bigger than all of us. But it's so fun to come up with that stuff. I love that stuff. I'm really a big nerd for that, like, power set shit. So it was so cool, especially with Monica's powers, because it was like, Kamala's is established in Miss Marvel. Carol Bree's been established since, time immemorial. And then with Monica, we really got to talk about, okay, like, which of her thousands of powers from the comics do we want to make canon in the MCU? Well, there's a part in the comics where she realizes she's immortal, she freaks out, and then she goes intangible in water, and her atoms scatter across the ocean, and then it takes her like forever to put herself back together. Like, she's insane. So it's like you have so much to choose from. Anyway, we didn't do that.
Nia DaCosta is a powerhouse of a woman. I think she's literally the only person who could have directed a movie like this. She really tries to find those nuances and action scenes even, and really fleshing out the characters and allowing women to feel things. They have emotions and they have feelings and they need to overcome it in order to overcome everything in the plot. So yeah, we really work together in bringing all those really deep emotions out of all of our characters, and Nia is the person for the job. This character really was something that I thought I just found and no one else knew about, and now the entire world knows about it, and she's getting a movie with, Brie Larson and Teyona Parris, and all of Kamala's dreams are coming true, and I'm so happy.
Well, the pressure is just to do your best. Do it the best way possible. And all the team, all the production, they were really careful with creating this world. They made a research. They have a lot of people giving all the information. They create not just the costume, the makeup, everything. Everything is so accurate and beautiful. And for me, it was easier. It's like everybody do their job. So you just have to arrive and do your best because everybody is playing in the same team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You just went through an incredible transformation for Stranger Things 4, and I'm wondering, are they making you transform again for Red Guardian?
Oh, I'm happy to get there as we can pan down to my waistline. I'm kidding, don't. Happy to eat the cheeseburgers and the chocolate cake, be back on that diet. I mean, we'll see where Alexei ends up, kind of as he begins this Thunderbolts movie, He's out of, he's out of prison. I think a lot of his stress eating came from the depression of being in a Russian gulag for 20 years. So he's out. He's probably working out again. No, we'll see. I mean, it's always a fun thing to physically carve out a character as you begin to work on them, and so Alexei has a lot of room to grow, and we'll have to see where he starts out with this movie. But I don't want to ruin anything. But it'll be fun.
What was the likelihood of you getting to don the suit again? Was it completely?
It's been years.
Yeah.
It had been years. Like I put the suit on in for the last time in 2000. I didn't know it at the time, but it was in 2017, and Kevin called me in 2020. You know, like, I was joking earlier on, like all that time, Vincent and I would chat, and he was convinced they were going to call us, and I was like, buddy, he's like, you're delusional. It's over. It's been over for a long time. We are not like, we're not playing those characters anymore. He's like, they're going to call us.
I'm always surprised to learn things that come up in the Marvel world that we don't know until we get the script. Yeah. And I think that's part of the fun, that, you know, they really keep mixing it up. They keep challenging themselves to push and go further. And I think Secret Invasion is a great example of that. And also what it's going to, you know, launch into Armor Wars. I think it's the same kind of thing. A lot of surprises, a lot of new characters mixed with older characters that are going to come back and keep moving this thing forward. So I just think Marvel has done a great job, you know, under the sort of guidance of Kevin Feige to keep everything fresh and exciting.
I wonder, do you have any words to the naysayers who still don't accept it? You know, any message to those kind of detractors in the world?
First of all, wait till you watch this movie. But secondly, you know, I think for anybody who questions why somebody like Anthony Mackie or Sam Wilson should be at the center of this, it's going back to actually what Captain America stands for. It's so beautiful to have a character who stands for what is right. And to think of a world in which everybody gets to be a part of it, it's unquestionable that that is right. That's exactly what Captain America is about. So there really isn't anything to detract. There's only things to celebrate. And all those people should feel invited to celebrate that.
All right. Do you have a shield at home? Do you own one?
Shield's right here in my heart.
I love kind of how weird we're getting in the MCU these days with the supernatural, you know what I mean? What do you think is going to surprise fans about the supernatural world that you're kind of introducing to audiences maybe in this special project?
I think what we're doing is saying, guess what? Monsters are real, and they're among us, and they're around, and we're going to explore what that means. And you know, that they actually live alongside of everything else going on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know, so that's a really fun sort of tease to put out there. Where it goes, I don't know. We'll see, but that's what we're saying.
There is also heart in these stories,
yes.
And I think that will surprise people. My favorite of all the monster movies and the old horror movies were the ones that had heart in them, like Frankenstein, and, you know, the ones that really made you feel something other than just the horror part of it, and it should have both, and this definitely does.
Is there any chance we're going to see a beatdown with Moon Knight at any point?
Man, this Moon Knight. Yeah, we have to ask him.
He's becoming
He's becoming, yeah, exactly. You're starting to actually, I had no problems before with Moon Knight, but now it starts to kind of build something.
Yeah.
Has he been saying things?
Yeah, he's been saying so many bad things.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's like, oh, werewolf. Yeah, it's so crazy.
But which side of him?
Yeah.
Because that's, yeah.
Weirdly, it was just Oscar Isaac.
Okay,
That sounds like Oscar.
Okay.
That makes sense.